Imagine this, asterisk, a war so brief that by the time you finish watching this video, it would already be over. Twice. No long battles. No drawn-out strategies. Just 38 minutes of chaos that changed the fate of a nation. This is the story of the Anglo-Zanzibar War, the shortest war in history. The year is 1896. The sun rises over the turquoise waters of the Indian Ocean, shining on the small island of Zanzibar, just off the coast of East Africa. Back then, Zanzibar wasn't just a tropical paradise. It was a kingdom of spices, ivory, and slaves, ruled by an Arab sultan and watched closely by European empires with hungry eyes. Britain had a protective relationship with Zanzibar, which basically meant, we protect you, and you do what we say. At the time, the Sultan of Zanzibar was Sultan Hamad bin Thuwaini, a ruler friendly to the British. But on August 25, 1896, everything changed. Sultan Hamad suddenly died in his palace under mysterious circumstances. Within hours, his cousin Khalid bin Barghash rushed to the palace, declared himself the new sultan, and barricaded himself inside with 3,000 loyal guards. But there was one small problem. Britain hadn't approved him. To the British, this was more than defiance. It was an insult. They wanted a different man on the throne, someone easier to control. So the British consul, Basil Cave, sent an ultimatum to Khalid. Step down and leave the palace by 9 a.m. tomorrow, or face the consequences. Khalid replied with silence. But outside he was busy. He fortified the palace, brought in artillery, machine guns, and lined up guards on the balcony. Drums echoed across the city. Zanzibar was preparing for war, a war that would last less than your morning coffee break. As dawn broke on August 27th, the harbor of Zanzibar was no longer peaceful. 5 British warships, including the HMS St. George and HMS Raccoon, pointed their massive guns directly at the palace. From the deck, British Admiral Harry Rawson waited for the clock to strike 9. The ultimatum expired at 9 a.m. sharp, but Khalid still refused to step down. At 9:02 a.m., the admiral turned to his crew and gave a simple order: open fire. Thunder roared as the British ships unleashed a storm of shells on the palace. Wood, stone, and glass shattered into the air. The royal yacht in the harbor caught fire and sank within minutes. Palace guards scattered as smoke blanketed the city. By 9:15, most of the palace was in ruins. By 9:30, the Sultan's artillery was silent. And at 9:40 a.m., just 38 minutes after the first shot was fired, the white flag was raised. The war was over. The shortest war in history left about 500 Zanzibaris dead or wounded, while the British suffered. Just one injured sailor. Sultan Khalid escaped the palace and fled to the German consulate, where he was granted asylum. The British installed their chosen ruler, Sultan Hamad bin Mohammed, who immediately did what they wanted. He abolished slavery, marking a major shift in Zanzibar's history. The island would remain under British influence for decades, until its independence in the 1960s. Think about it. 38 minutes. That's shorter than an episode of your favorite show. Shorter than some people's commute to work. Yet in that tiny sliver of time, lives were lost. A dynasty was crushed, and the world's shortest war was forever recorded in history books. It's a stark reminder that power can shift in the blink of an eye, and that wars, no matter how brief, leave echoes that last for generations. We live in an age where conflicts can unfold on screens faster than we can process them. Tweets, videos, and headlines can spark movements, or end them, in minutes. Just like Zanzibar's 38-minute war, moments of defiance or pride can set history in motion. And those moments are often decided by people who refuse to back down. Sultan Khalid may have lost his throne, but in that short hour of rebellion, he became a symbol of resistance. A man who stood against an empire, even if only for 38 minutes. The Anglo-Zanzibar War may have been short, but its story stretches far beyond its minutes. It's a story of ambition, empire, and pride, of a small island caught in the gears of global power. And though the cannons fell silent in less than an hour, the echoes of that morning still whisper through history, reminding us that even the shortest battles can leave the longest shadows. If you enjoyed this story, imagine what other hidden moments lie tucked between the pages of history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more untold tales from the past, brought to life one story at a time.